Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and I'm here today with another episode of Noob Tips inside of Overwatch. I'm going to be showing you guys today how to access a slightly hidden set of modifiable gameplay mechanics. They're going to help you further customize some of the game's heroes and just, make them better fit your personal preferences and hopefully make you more effective on the battlefield with them. So go ahead and click on your options menu, scroll over to your controls tab, and you're going to notice that you have this little scroll down menu here that says all heroes. Now some of you may already recognize if you select someone like Bastion or Diva or any of them individually, you can fully modify all of their settings for just that hero. So if you wanted to make Bastion have S for forward and W for backwards, you could totally do that. If you want to change the color of his reticle or the reticle type or his sensitivity, you can do that. You can customize each hero individually. This, of course, is actually beneficial for some of you who maybe want to raise or lower the sensitivity or modify it for a specific hero based on their playstyle. Maybe you want a lower sensitivity for sniper, precision-based heroes like McCree or Widowmaker. Maybe you want a higher sensitivity for close quarters heroes like Reinhardt. This is where you can do that. It's freaking awesome, and I love that Blizzard included it. What you may not have noticed is that some of the heroes on this list have a special hero modifiable. So we're going to look at all of those today, starting with Genji. Genji and Hanzo actually both share the passive ability to climb walls. Their hero modifiable in the controls menu allows them to enable automatic wall climbing. You no longer have to hold down your spacebar, your X, or your A button. You can simply tap it, and they will climb the wall as long as it is possible. Now, what I like about this is someone who runs slightly heavier cherries on my keyboard is that I found myself coming off the spacebar a lot, and then I started to second guess whether or not I could climb a certain wall. Is it the game? Is it me? With this, you hit it once, you go back to aiming and focusing on where you're navigating your hero, and if the wall is too high or if there's an obstruction in the game will kick you out. You don't have to, guess whether or not you held down the spacebar long enough. If you want to deactivate the climb, you can just hit the spacebar again or look away from the wall. I think this is going to be particularly useful for those of you who run a controller that has the jump button mapped to the A or X button, because this means while climbing a wall, rather than being able to aim and look around, you're stuck holding down the X or A button. If you enable this, that's no longer the case. Hit it once, navigate the wall, find out where you want to go, and get ready to engage or to move to your next position. Super helpful for people in that sort of a situation. Moving forward past Genji and Hanzo, Junkrat also has the ability to enable Riptire automatic wall climbs. Just like Genji and Hanzo wall climbing, you tap spacebar once, and Riptire will climb the wall automatically rather than having to hold the spacebar down. Again, to me, this just eliminates some of that second guessing with your button pressing and just lets it do it automatically. Really appreciate that. Moving down to Lucio, you have the ability to enable his crossfade on a hold rather than a toggle. So Lucio starts off in his healing mode, and if you want to toggle to his sprint, you would simply hit shift. This allows you to hold shift, and as long as you are holding shift, you'll be in his speed boost mode. As soon as you let go of shift, it'll go back to his healing mode. The problem I have with this is it lags a bit. You'll be holding down shift, you'll be in his speed boost, and you'll disable it, and then it'll take sometimes, up to 3 seconds to go back to the healing ability. This is too inconsistent in my opinion. It's going to, lead to a lot of missed micro. You're going to enable something like amp it up to give your team a heal, thinking it's back on the heal, but it's still on the speed boost. When it becomes more accurate and more instant, maybe I would use it, but right now it's a no bueno for me. Scrolling on down to Mercy, we have the ability to toggle her beam connection rather than hold it. This works for both her healing beam as well as for her damage buff beam. There is also, by default, Guardian Angel prefers beam target. This is enabled by default. You may have not known that. I didn't know that, I'll be completely honest. You can disable that so you can manually select your Guardian Angel target to see who it prefers first, or you can leave it on and recognize that it's going to prefer your beam target. Now the thing about her toggle beam connection is that you can kind of just set it and forget it. Okay, I'm healing, and you can dance around a little bit. You can focus on the other characters. You can really look at their health bars. To me, it's a nice way to take, especially as a mouse user who's like swiping my mouse a lot with low DPI, to not have to hold something is definitely beneficial to my overall precision in any given situation. If you want to select another hero, you simply look at them and click it. It's just like clicking back and forth. If you want to disconnect, you just click the mouse press for whatever beam you have connected while looking away from that hero. So if you're healing, look away into blank space, click the heal, you're good to go. Same thing with the damage buff. It's just something that I really have enjoyed using. Again, it is definitely personal preference. Moving on down to Reinhardt, you can basically enable the ability to toggle his barrier. Nothing fantastic. Again, do you want to toggle it or do you want to hold it? For me, in the case of Reinhardt, I actually prefer holding it. I don't know why, it just makes it feel more instant when I drop the barrier down. Scrolling down to 76, I like this more than any of the other hero modifiables. Both Soldier 76 and Zarya have the ability to enable allied health bars. Now, when we talk about 76, he actually has a pretty substantial healing ability. It's on a 15-second cooldown, and I am always walking around with 76 with that thing ready to go. I'm rarely using it on myself. In fact, I find myself more often than not trying to deploy it for the sake of allies. But as 76 is not a primary healing character, they don't have health bars on by default, and I understand that, but I fully recommend enabling them. It's going to allow you to become a much more beneficial 76 for your team. I mean, being able to see the health bars of other players and being able to pop down that heal in a clutch situation where your healer's dead or maybe your healer just needs additional support, to me is extremely beneficial. That's a force multiplier. It's guaranteed to make you a better teammate as 76. Enable it now and make use of it. I really dig that one. I genuinely do. Moving on down to Widowmaker, we've got some really useful modifiables for someone like Widowmaker, who is a scope-based sniper class. We can toggle her zoom in case you don't want to have to hold the right mouse click down. Again, for some people, that's actually a difficult thing to do, really precision aiming while clicking. I know some of you guys who are especially new to playing with a mouse, perhaps, are going to see an issue with that. And that's a great way to get over that, unless you just want to suffer through it until you get comfortable with it. We also have the ability to modify relative aim sensitivity while zoomed. This is great for getting that additional precision if you need it. If you play with the high sensitivity, maybe you're finding that while zoomed, it's way too fast for you. You're missing a lot of those precision shots, those headshots. You can tweak the sensitivity to your liking. You can make it faster. You can make it slower. Again, hopefully do something to help you become more comfortable with Widowmaker when scoped in. Last on the list, as I said, is Zarya with those allied health bars. Now, the thing I like about this is Zarya's primary focus as a tank and a support is to shield herself as well as allies, which in turn will allow her to gain increased damage for her primary weapon, as long as those bubbles take damage from the enemy. Being able to see allied health bars allows you to be a little bit more proficient at this whole element, because now, not only are you, trying to say to yourself, well, that's a tank, it's about to go into battle, you have that second element of, wow, look at that Hanzo. He's running from the enemy and he has 1 health bar. Look at him. He's like, help me, please. You can go ahead, you can throw that bubble on him. Not only are you going to save his life, but you're going to ensure that that bubble is most likely going to take damage. You're increasing the chance of that bubble taking damage and then further boosting your damage output capabilities. The enemy team can see the health bar of the person they're attacking. Remember that. And if they see a Hanzo with 1 health bar running away from them, they're all going to be like, shoot that Hanzo! Bubble, all the damage comes in, you get boosted damage to your weapon, you save Hanzo, you go in with your gun, you do some damage, and you save the day. Zarya to the rescue for Mother Russia. It's just, to me, it's a nice bonus. I've been playing with it since yesterday, and I've definitely noticed the benefits of it. But that is it, guys. Those are all of the modifiable hero mechanics inside of this options menu. As I said, you can of course modify all of these heroes individually in regards to their sensitivity and their other components to make them work better for you when you're out about in a match with your teammates or with a group of randoms or whatever you're doing. Make use of this menu. I promise you that the people who are really playing this game are going to start to see the benefits of possibly switching up their control scheme or their sensitivity, messing around with some of these hero modifiables. There's definitely some positives to be had with the stuff that Blizzard has given us here. I really like the tools that they have given us for customizing all of these different control options. Big kudos to Blizzard on that. Genuinely appreciate that. If you guys have any questions for me regarding anything we talked about in the video, feel free to throw it down in the comments section below. Stay tuned right here to this channel for more Overwatch coverage, more noob tips, live commentaries, gameplay discussion, everything from the wonderful world of Overwatch. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.